On the day Adrian and I were getting married, his childhood sweetheart attempted suicide by slashing her wrists. Adrian looked at me with guilt. I'm sorry, Evelyn, the wedding can be rescheduled, but Selena only has me. Watching Adrian's retreating figure as he chose to abandon me for Selena, I softly said, no, Adrian, there won't be a next time. I, in my wedding dress, got into someone else's wedding car. The man sitting in the back seat was aloof and noble, his eyes reddened at the corners as he looked at me. Evelyn, you've finally turned back to look at me. The room was filled with silence. Adrian looked at me blocking the doorway, his expression a mix of guilt and annoyance. Evelyn, when lives are at stake, what tantrum are you throwing now? I spread my arms, my lips trembling. Adrian, today is our wedding, can't you think about me just once? Adrian interrupted, can't you be a bit more understanding? He tried to pull me aside but ended up yanking off my veil. Selena is waiting for me in the ward, step aside first, and we can talk when I return, okay? Adrian's groomsman also chimed in persuasively, sister-in-law, you're being so petty, can't you tell which is more important, a wedding or a life? Exactly, after Selena's parents passed away in high school, she was raised in Adrian's family, she's the one he cherished dearly. If something happened to her, how could Adrian go on? Selena has no relatives left, such an obedient girl, it's normal she couldn't accept Adrian's marriage right away. The cacophony of advice made me slowly withdraw my hand. Looking at the people before me, I felt suffocated. My voice was barely audible. How many times has this happened? Adrian didn't hear, he impatiently pushed me aside. Whatever it is, we can talk when I return. I watched the veil that the makeup artist had placed on my head at dawn, full of happiness and anticipation, now carelessly thrown on the ground and trampled dirty by chaotic footsteps. It felt like my love was being stomped on repeatedly. Amid the gossiping stares of the crowd, I asked myself again inwardly, how many times? How many times had Adrian abandoned me for Selena like this? My best friend Maya was somewhat angry. Adrian must be sick, does he like that green tea, Selena, or you? It was fine before, but today is your wedding. Maya's indignant voice stopped the moment she saw my tears. I casually wiped them away, my voice hoarse, it's nothing. My parents, not waiting for Adrian and me to offer tea, hurried to my room. Evelyn, where did Adrian go? I forced a smile, he has something to do. Dad's expression was displeased, what exactly is it? I asked if you two got the marriage certificate, and you said Adrian was busy, to get it after the wedding. Now on the wedding day, he's busy again? Tell Dad honestly, does Adrian have someone outside and doesn't want to marry you? My smile stiffened. 10 days ago, I waited at the Civil Affairs Bureau door from 9 a.m. until closing, only to receive a hasty call from Adrian. Evelyn, sorry, let's get the certificate another day. Selena is refusing to eat, I'm coaxing her. I didn't even get a chance to speak before he hung up. I shook my head, no, it's me who doesn't. Before I could finish, Adrian's good friend Ryan came back. Evelyn, sorry, Adrian really has you in his heart. Look, he just sent me back to offer tea on his behalf, carry you out to the wedding car, and take you to the hotel. By then, he should be free, and you won't miss the ceremony. After hearing Ryan, Mom immediately said angrily, nonsense. Dad was furious, don't marry. Ryan looked embarrassed. From my room, I could see the wedding car waiting downstairs. I looked out the window and softly said, then carry me downstairs. Ryan sighed in relief, I knew you're the most understanding, sister-in-law. If not for your good and tolerance for Selena, Adrian wouldn't have chosen to marry you. Dad looked at me with disappointment. I knew my parents had always opposed my marriage to Adrian. I begged for a long time before they agreed. Ryan squatted in front of me. I paused and climbed on. Downstairs, I glanced at the Cullinan parked behind, about to speak when Ryan's phone rang. Ryan set me down, glanced at his phone. It's Adrian. He listened for a while, his expression troubled. He turned on speaker, and Adrian's voice flowed out with a commanding tone. Evelyn, have your parents take you to the hotel later. Selena wants peach blossom crisps from the south of the city. I asked Ryan to drive and buy some to deliver to the hospital. Then Adrian's voice softened, but not to me. Is there anything else you want to eat? Selena said coquettishly with hidden provocation, is that okay? What if Sister Evelyn gets angry? Adrian called my nickname, Evelyn, you're not angry, right? The peach blossom crisps Selena wants are what her parents often bought her before they passed. You're so good, you wouldn't fail to understand Selena, right? I stood there, even after countless such scenes, I still felt heartbroken. Behind me stood angry Maya and my parents. I opened my mouth and found my voice, no. I looked at Ryan, go buy the peach blossom crisps. Now even Ryan felt Adrian was going too far. Adrian, how about I take sister-in-law to the hotel first, then buy the crisps? Selena sobbed, I knew it, with my parents dead, no one in the world cares for me. Adrian frantically coaxed Selena on the other end. He hastily said, no need to take Evelyn, she has her own car. He called my name, promising, I promise there won't be a next time. I looked at the hung-up phone, smiling self-mockingly, there won't be a next time. Ryan got into the wedding car adorned with red flowers, phone in hand. Mom cried in anger, Evelyn, can't you just not marry? Dad said gravely, Evelyn, if you insist on marrying Adrian, your mom and I won't recognize you as our daughter. I carefully lifted my wedding dress, glanced back at my parents, resolute. I smiled faintly, I won't marry. My parents were stunned, seemingly not expecting that I, once infatuated with Adrian, would truly give up the wedding. Maya quickly asked, then where are you going? At that moment, it felt like I had broken free from some shackles. I waved my hand back, to get married. Maya was stunned, with whom? I turned back to my parents and Maya, blinking, of course, with someone who's been waiting downstairs since last night. I walked to the Cullinan parked at the end and knocked on the window. The window rolled down, revealing a handsome, indifferent face. But the man's eyes were bloodshot from lack of sleep. He wore a proper suit and looked at me. I tilted my head, Leon, does what you said still count? Leon calmly opened the door, but his voice was hoarsely unlike him, Evelyn, you've finally turned back to look at me. I sat beside Leon, looking at his reddened eye corners and trembling hands. I pursed my lips, let's get married. A tear fell on my hand. I suddenly remembered when we were 15, Leon had cried like this in front of me. Leon's father was the only son of the Xia family in the capital. To marry Leon's ordinary background mother, they eloped to Rongqing and became my neighbors. We grew up as childhood sweethearts until Leon was 15, when his parents died in a plane crash. The head of the Xia family, Leon's grandfather, came personally to Rongqing to take him away. Leon then lowered his eyes, tears falling into my palm, Evelyn, wait for me, I'll come find you every year. Unfortunately, I never saw Leon again until after my university graduation, when I saw him being interviewed on financial news. Later, I chased after Adrian, only to be pushed away repeatedly. I remember once Adrian received a call from Selena saying she had a fever. He left me on the highway and went alone. It was Leon who appeared and took me home. From then on, Leon reappeared, but there was no place for him in my life. I didn't dare to hope. I always took Leon's confession of liking me as a joke. I quietly looked at Leon and said, won't I regret it? Leon, I'm ordinary, even a man like Adrian looks down on me, let alone you. You're the head of the Xia group, I'll become your stain. I recited word for word the warning the old man had given me. But Leon leaned forward, holding the seat and looking down at me. The Leon who was always unattainable in others' eyes now had pleading in his. Don't say that, Evelyn. Leon lowered his head, rubbing against my face. I only have you. As long as you're willing to marry me, I'll do anything. My body stiffened, yet it felt like returning to the past. I reached out, grasping Leon's wrist, then let's get married. It seemed he had waited a long time for me to say this, perhaps last night waiting downstairs. Leon held despair, but he had set up a wedding scene on the top floor of the hotel where Adrian and I were engaged. The scene had only me and Leon, Maya, and my parents. In front of my closest family and friends, I impulsively married Leon like that. When my parents saw Leon, they seemed relieved. Dad even gave Leon my household registration book, letting us get the marriage certificate before the Civil Affairs Bureau closed. Until I lay on the wedding bed Leon had arranged, I hadn't come to my senses. Entangled with Adrian and Selena for 2 years, I had waited for Adrian countless times at the Civil Affairs Bureau without getting the certificate, yet I got it with Leon just like that. I looked at Leon, closed my eyes, and kissed him. I'm a resolute woman, as I was when deciding to pursue Adrian, so I am now in deciding to give up Adrian and live well with Leon. After a night of passion, when I was woken sore by Adrian's call, daylight was bright. Leon possessively held my waist. I answered wearily, "Hello?" Adrian on the other end frowned. "Evelyn, didn't you go to the hotel yesterday? The guests waited all day, don't you know? What tantrum are you throwing?" Leon woke too, hearing Adrian's voice. He uneasily rested his chin on my shoulder, whispering my name, "Evelyn, Evelyn." He wanted me to hang up but didn't dare, extremely anxious. I lazily said, "Adrian, are you blaming me?" I countered, "I didn't go, but couldn't you? Is marriage just my thing?" Adrian was speechless. After a while, he laughed. "Evelyn, throwing a little tantrum again? Selena only has me, I can't ignore her, you know." Recalling Leon said the same yesterday, I smiled, turned, kissed Leon to soothe him. "I know." Hearing I wasn't angry, Adrian hesitated. "Selena's emotions are bad," I asked the doctor. "Her depression is severe. Can you come act a play with me, say we've broken up?" He immediately added, "Don't worry, once Selena's depression improves, I'll definitely give you a grand wedding." I almost laughed, but since I planned to clarify with Adrian anyway, I agreed. I got up to wash and change. Leon followed like an anxious puppy. I turned. Leon pursed his lips. "You won't regret it, right?" He seemed to threaten. "Regret is useless, you're already mine." Saying threatening words, yet Leon's eyes reddened. I kissed him again. "No, where's the marriage certificate?" "I'll take it." But Leon refused. He locked it in the safe with his share contracts and property deeds. I went to the hospital empty-handed. Seeing me arrive, Adrian sighed in relief. In the ward, Selena, pale, threw herself into Adrian's arms weakly. "It's all my fault, brother Adrian, I burdened your life. If I'd died with my parents, I wouldn't burden you." Selena lifted her head from Adrian's arms, smirking provocatively at me. She mouthed silently, "As long as I don't agree, you'll never be with Adrian." I'd long grown used to Selena's endless underhanded tricks. Before, I'd be heartbroken, but now I calmly said, "Stop pretending to die, Selena." I smirked sarcastically. "The wrist slash didn't even break the skin. Aren't you tired of pretending every day?" Adrian frowned, blaming me. "Evelyn, enough? Don't you know Selena has depression? What did you say this morning?" I then remembered I'd forgotten the most important thing inventing. Thinking of Leon, my voice sweetened. "Oh right, you don't need to fake suicide every day anymore. Forgot to tell you, Adrian and I ended long ago." Adrian thought the sweetness was from expecting his promised grand wedding. Rarely guilty, he pushed Selena away. "I'll see you out." I left the ward door, stood, looked at Adrian. I wasn't joking just now. Just then, a nurse passed. Her cart caught my neck scarf, and as it slipped, I softly said, "I'm married." "Adrian, we're over." Adrian was impatient. "Can you stop being unreasonable? It's just acting a play until Selena's better." He stopped, eyes on my neck. I saw the fallen scarf, recalling morning mirror, from abdomen to neck, densely covered in purple hickeys. Last night, Leon, like eating his last supper, shed tears while possessively leaving countless marks on me. Adrian's eyes burned with uncontainable rage. Adrian's face was extremely ugly. "Evelyn. Even if angry, you can't do this." I found it amusing. "What did I do?" Adrian's voice squeezed through teeth. "Sleep with another man. To revenge me, you did such a lowly thing." Adrian burned with jealousy, recalling my words. He sneered. "Married? To whom? Because I didn't attend the wedding yesterday, you randomly found a man to marry?" My expression faded. "Adrian, you sleeping with Selena is kind-hearted, but me with another man is lowly?" I stepped back, looking at Adrian as if seeing him clearly for the first time in years. "Adrian, good you didn't come yesterday. Otherwise, marrying you would be so disgusting." My voice was light, but Adrian froze, looking at me in disbelief. Indeed, since chasing Adrian, I'd never said a harsh word to him. I extended my hand. Since we're over, return the longevity lock I gave you. The longevity lock I mentioned was a birthday gift from my loving grandma when I was 15. Last year, Adrian took Selena on a cruise. They encountered a storm and nearly didn't return. Then, Adrian would occasionally wake from nightmares, hug me, bury his head in my neck, showing rare vulnerability. Evelyn, good I returned alive. Adrian's voice hoarse. We encountered the storm at sea. The captain said if caught in it, survival chance was 1 in 1,000. Then I thought, I haven't married you yet, how can I die like this? I stroked Adrian's head, heart softened. I removed the longevity lock I'd worn since 15 from my neck and put it on his. I softly coaxed, okay, Grandma will protect you for me. From that day, Adrian resolved to marry me. Adrian's eyes flashed guilt, that I left it at home. I calmly looked at Adrian, as if seeing through him. Adrian gritted, have you thrown enough tantrum? Just because I didn't attend the wedding, now you're breaking up and demanding the lock. Looking at my neck hickeys, Adrian deep-breathed. Then softly, I won't hold this against you. Evelyn, I know you're angry. I apologize here, okay? I tugged my lips. Apologize? I've heard Adrian apologize not 100 but 90 times, what's the use? I'm not throwing a tantrum. I seriously said, I'm really married, return my longevity lock, Adrian. Let the past be, you go with your beloved Selena, I've found my happiness. Adrian looked at me, I don't believe it. Unless you show the marriage certificate, I won't return the lock. Thinking of Leon sneaking it into the safe last night, I had a headache. I didn't even snap a photo. I frowned. Adrian, who carries a marriage certificate? Adrian looked, confidently smiled. You said married, indeed lying. Okay, Evelyn, I admit your tantrum scared me this time. He tried to hug me, voice softening. Don't be angry, okay? You're the most sensible. What's to compete with Selena? Her parents are dead. I protected her growing up, her dependence is normal. I stepped back, dodging Adrian. Meanwhile, the door opened. Selena poked her head. Brother Adrian, why haven't you returned? I'm scared alone in the ward. Adrian subconsciously fixed Selena's crooked hospital gown. Selena looked at me, eyes triumphant. She hid in Adrian's arms, apologetically. Brother Adrian, were you talking about the longevity lock? Selena feigned surprise. You didn't tell Sister Evelyn? Looking at her, I felt uneasy. Seeing me, Selena smiled maliciously. That longevity lock. I heard it's effective for protection, so I asked Brother Adrian for it, to put on my dowdo. Selena enunciated, hope the lock blesses my dowdo to live 100 years, always with me. Hearing this, my eyes widened in fury. My gaze at Adrian and Selena filled with hate. Dowdo in Selena's mouth was her curly teddy dog. That was my grandma's gift to me. Selena put it on a dog. Selena, seeing my reaction, feigned surprise. Sister Evelyn, you're not angry, right? I couldn't hold back, reached to slap Selena. Adrian grabbed my wrist, gravely, enough. He looked, Evelyn, enough? How unreasonable, what's wrong with lending the lock to Dowdo? It's not lost, is it worth hitting? I retorted loudly, what do you mean unreasonable? Adrian, that's my grandma's gift. If not for you crying that night wanting a lifetime with me, how could I give my most precious thing? Adrian, embarrassed and angry, Evelyn, I'm really disappointed, how are you like this? You have parents, naturally don't understand Selena's daily sadness. Selena agreed, Sister Evelyn, Dowdo is just a dog to you, but to me, it's my only family. You're being too petty. I coldly countered, petty? Adrian, that's my longevity lock. Adrian impatiently, I'll buy you another. Okay? Stop, don't you feel embarrassed? I stood angry, eyes red, every time like this. As long as Selena mentioned her dead parents, I had to endlessly give her everything I had. Before, I'd never resist. But now, long disappointed in Adrian, and married to Leon, why should I yield again? I steadied my voice, why? Adrian stunned, what? I repeated, why? Selena's parents died, not killed by me, why yield to her? Adrian amused, because you like me. Evelyn, forgot what you promised before? My hands clenched, of course I remembered. When Adrian accepted my pursuit, Evelyn, it's not impossible to be together, but you know, Selena only has me, so you must protect and spoil her like me, then we can be together. I can't marry a woman who bullies Selena. Then, love-blinded, I assured, don't worry, Adrian, I'll treat Selena like a sister, just like you. From that day, if Selena missed her late parents at midnight, I'd drive citywide for open flower shops to buy chrysanthemums, accompany her to the cemetery. Selena said she wanted to be a jewelry designer, I'd put her name on my designs, helping her become a rising young designer. Even now, she's never read a jewelry design book. Even Adrian reserving a room for Selena in our marital home, I never said no. But now recalling, those years were just my one-sided wish and presumption. I coldly looked at Adrian, stop flattering yourself, since Selena only has you, you two go on. Seeing I didn't compromise this time, Adrian stunned, you. Behind came a aggrieved voice, Evelyn, I've waited downstairs long, why haven't you come? I turned, Leon approached, eyes vigilant toward Adrian. As if fearing I'd soften and rekindle with Adrian, he grabbed my hand. The usually aloof noble Leon now aggrievedly held it. Adrian saw our hands, breathing quickened, questioned, Evelyn, what does this mean? Before I spoke, Leon did. His voice like jade clinking, with jade-like coldness, can't you see? Evelyn and I are together. Adrian missed the subtle boast and pride in Leon's voice, but I heard it. Adrian's gaze shuttled between us. After a while, he forced a laugh, Evelyn, to anger me, you'd do anything. Adrian kindly advised, Leon's status now, do you think you match? Even if you used some means, Leon's just playing. Be good, Evelyn, apologize now, and I won't hold last night's bet against you. Before I got angry at Adrian's words, Leon was angrier, looking down, Adrian, don't think everyone's as heartless as you. You play emotions with others, don't drag me in. Leon drawled, I've chased Evelyn for years, finally got her. Don't you know reputation's importance to a man? You're a rotten cucumber yourself, yet wrong me. Leon placed my hand on his chest, coquettishly, Evelyn, my heart hurts. Though his face showed nothing, I saw panic in his eyes, he truly feared I'd abandon him over Adrian's words. My heart softened, I softly, how could I, Leon, we'll spend a lifetime. Leon pursed lips, smiling shallowly, like in his youth. Adrian gradually realized I was serious, panicking, Evelyn, how could you marry another? Are you really angry? Saying that, Adrian came to pull my hand, confess, Evelyn, don't you understand me best? Why suddenly angry? You resent I didn't marry you yesterday, right? Leon displeasedly swatted Adrian's hand, Adrian, don't touch another's wife, okay? If your Lou group doesn't want to operate, just say, I'll help apply for bankruptcy. Then, Leon turned, done? Let's go home, Evelyn? Seeing his unease, I nodded, the lock matter, next time. Since it's with Selena, I can't get it now. I didn't think Adrian and Selena wouldn't return it, after all, they still relied on me for a living. After graduation, Adrian started a jewelry company, ostensibly Selena was chief designer, but I supplied the drafts, Adrian profited hugely from them. If he returns the lock, I'll let past drafts go, as practice works. If Adrian and Selena damage or lose my lock, my eyes darkened, though I ghost designed for Selena, I'm not foolish, I kept evidence of drafts, easily proving they're mine. I smiled, bid Adrian, goodbye. Not just to him, but to my wasted 5 years. Seeing my expression, Adrian panicked, wanted to follow, took 2 steps but Selena stopped, brother Adrian, my head's dizzy. Adrian stood, finally gritted teeth, turned, carried Selena back to ward. Meanwhile, Leon whispered. Credit, Evelyn, I won't be like Adrian. I only love you alone. Even if a woman dies before me, I won't be moved. Seeing Leon's invisible tail nearly wagging, my remaining sourness vanished. I curved my eyes. I'm so lucky, having a husband who loves me so. Hearing husband, Leon's eyes darkened, more startling than last night's, like possessive desire to devour me. Leon, finally having me marry him, wished to entwine in bed daily, marking me with his scent. When I couldn't take it, kicked him to company, got up. I saw contract Leon left in living room. He opened a jewelry company for me, with me as sole designer. Looking at it, I curved lips, smiled sweetly. Suddenly recalled junior high, Leon and I studied in Rongqing, not developed. Fridays after school, I'd browse cheap accessory shops, then boldly to Leon, one day, I'll be the most famous jewelry designer. Leon looked, then I'll open a company, producing only your designs. Unexpectedly, after years, I'd nearly forgotten my dream, but Leon remembered. I signed the contract, went to the company named after me, ST Jewelry Design. Leon waited in the CEO office. Seeing me enter, Leon's eyes smiled more. Evelyn. I tilted head, in his expectant gaze, sat on his lap, hugged his neck, thank you. Though without Leon, with my design level, I could join any jewelry company, but I'm not ungrateful, since deciding to be with Leon, I'll love him well. I pursed lips, somewhat ashamed. Before, I ghost designed for Selena, Adrian's company's new season. Jewelry is my design. Can I launch a new series and tell the truth? Leon kissed my lips, murmuring, Evelyn, even if you want stars, I'll buy them. Your willingness to be with me is my life's luckiest thing. Thus, I launched a new wedding series as the quarter's highlight for Sweets, and online released evidence of ghost designing for Selena. It caused an online uproar. That night, Adrian called. His voice tired. Evelyn, what do you want? I was puzzled. I don't want anything. Adrian wanted to say more, felt phone unclear, invited me to cafe next day. I agreed, and asked him to bring my lock. I coldly, if you don't return it, I'll make you unable to survive. Adrian's entire fortune was in this jewelry company. Initially, Selena wanted to be designer, so he invested all in Lou Jewelry. To prevent his bankruptcy, I thought designs day and night, building the company. Knowing I'd see Adrian, Leon didn't stop verbally. But night, unhappily entwined me, marking even my nape, reluctantly, tomorrow I'll take you. I laughed at Leon's pettiness, but heart glad. I like being loved wholeheartedly. Next day, at cafe. Adrian looked at me, silent long. I am patient, didn't you call me? What do you want to say? Adrian's lingering gaze on my face, with cloying expression. Evelyn, I haven't slept well these days, thinking of our past. I stirred coffee, and then? Adrian's lips trembled, seeming heartbroken. I never thought we'd reach this point. As I was to speak, Adrian neurotically interrupted. Let me speak. I quieted. Adrian's eyes read. I've reflected, I know I was wrong, shouldn't have left on wedding day. But. Adrian's voice with endless affection, but I never thought we'd separate. Evelyn, you understand me, right? I should know I like you. I sarcastically tugged lips, so saying this, what do you want? Adrian's eyes pleading, let's go back, okay? I don't mind you slept with Leon. I looked at Adrian, raised brow, drawled, actually curious. Adrian, reluctant to let me go, is it me or the jewelry designs I gave? Adrian stunned, seeming heartbroken. Evelyn, how can you say that? You think I care about the company? Adrian stared hard. Even without company, I'm confident to rise again. Why don't you understand my heart? Hearing this, I laughed. Your heart? I extended hand. My longevity lock? Return it. Adrian took it from pocket but didn't give, like revealing dagger, emotional. Evelyn, if you reunite with me, I'll return the lock. I coldly looked at Adrian, truly not understanding how I liked such a person. As I was to speak, phone rang. Leon's call. I glanced, answered. Leon's voice light. Evelyn, not done talking? Leon cautiously, can you not abandon me? Saying, Leon's voice had subtle cry, you know, I only have you. If you want the lock, I'll definitely get it from Adrian, don't abandon me, okay? I knew Leon must be sneaking a peek somewhere. I wasn't angry, softly coaxed, how could I abandon you, Leon, we're married. Leon reluctantly hung up. Looking at Adrian, I calmly, Adrian, you don't care about company, don't care about Selena? I curved eyes, threatened, believe me, I can not only ruin Selena's reputation, but make all jewelry companies never hire her. Adrian angrily stood, Evelyn, what soup did Leon feed you, changing hearts so fast? Adrian looked, with desolate laugh, I know, you like Leon's money, right? Looking at Adrian, I realized he still didn't know his wrong. Impatiently, I snatched the lock from him. Cherishingly, took disinfectant wipes from bag, wiped carefully, then to Adrian, of course not. Looking at him, I said his usual words, you know, Leon's parents died, he only has me. Adrian, you protected Selena growing up, must understand my feelings, right? Seeing Adrian's face alternate pale and green, I laughed joyfully. Leon and I grew up together, I really can't let him go. Done, I picked bag to leave. Adrian panicked around table to grab, Evelyn, don't go. He finally realized our breakup was serious, not sulking. Panicked with plea, are you really leaving me? Like a helpless boy, with unrealistic hope, I know, it's because of Selena you're leaving, right? Adrian hastily promised, I won't leave you for Selena anymore. Evelyn, I'll give you a grand wedding. Company in your name, I'll announce your designs as yours, no, I'll say I forced you to ghost design. Don't leave, okay? Adrian's voice extremely hoarse, I'd never seen him so disheveled, Evelyn, I was wrong, I really know. But it was too late. I resolutely brushed Adrian's hand off, too late, Adrian. I said long ago, from you leaving the wedding, it was the last time. I turned to sweaty Leon at cafe door, fearing I'd soften, my heart ached. Leon feared I'd regret, but didn't want to interfere, even afraid, he just stood at door waiting my verdict. My heart melted. This was the man I crushed on through adolescence. Looking at Adrian, estranged politely, past things are past. I won't hold the designs against you. I stepped back, wish you and Selena happiness. In Adrian's dimming, dead eyes, I lightly pounced into Leon's arms, lifted head, kissed his lips, petty ghost, relax, my heart has only you. My tone joyful, I guess you didn't see the design I submitted today, it's wedding rings I designed for us. Leon instantly like puppy, gaze circling me, Evelyn, my Evelyn. Leon possessively hugged me, not letting Adrian see a hair. Evelyn, do you like me? I love you so. I looked up sweetly, I like you so much too. Later, Leon proposed, we exchanged rings at wedding, the ones I designed. Adrian, stimulated, daily online posted he forced me to ghost for Selena, helping her become designer. Selena suddenly from famous designer became reviled plagiarist. Adrian's company faced credibility crisis. But Adrian announced bankruptcy accordingly. When I saw Adrian again, he'd become a daily drunk, only seeing my figure in news sobered him a bit. Selena, who claimed Adrian was her life's only, after public scorn tried to go abroad, attached to new elite, but was scammed of all money by a fake rich second gen. I heard no more of Selena. These no longer related to me. Because after honeymoon with Leon, I got pregnant. Leon immediately anxious, fearing past affected my health, protected me airtight, daily I drew designs, listened to Leon play piano for fetal education to the baby. A year later, our daughter born. Leon, scared crying during my labor, sweaty kissed me, Evelyn, no more children. I have you enough.